welcome everybody to this very special edition of Trowel Time. You'll remember at our last get-together, we were sponsored by Cedar Lodge number 60 in beautiful Clarkston, Michigan. Well, part of that sponsorship is that some of the brothers of that lodge came up here, and we're going to have a little conversation with our friends and brothers from Cedar 60 and just talk a little bit about their lodge and what they're doing and what they see as Masonry's future in that great community with wonderful parking opportunities, I might add. So it is a pleasure for me to welcome today Kevin Boldry of Cedar 60. He's a worshipful master this year, and Tom Smith, who is a very active member of that lodge as well. So thank you, and congratulations for being here, sponsoring our program. We do have two others, but we're going to take a break and we'll switch out on the couch and bring them in just a moment. So
thanks for letting us have a seat. We appreciate it.
You bet. Glad to have you here. Thank you for coming up, and thank you for having such a great lodge. I know it's been one of my pleasures to have worked with Cedar over the years many times. We did some leadership programs down there and some other things, and have great memories of that lodge. Worshipful Master, why don't you tell me a little bit about Cedar 60, what you're doing, how your year is going, and some of the highlights, perhaps?
All right. Well, my year is actually going really well, and I'd have to contribute that fact to the brothers that I have as officers. I mean, without them, it'd be just like any other year, not so well. But I have really good brothers that are working for me as officers, and they're making things happen. And so it
That's
makes
great.
Not only the lodge look good, but it makes me look good. And, so, and as far as things that are happening, I mean, we've got things that are going on at like Art and Jake's restaurant right now. We've had the Dinner with the Masons, and that has really taken off for us. We've had our third meeting this year with Dinner with a Mason, and it was started just to get brothers and wives and families out at a restaurant so that we could all have dinner together, and just, do some stuff to have fun with.
Away from the lodge.
Away
so it's
from
really
the lodge,
not.
right.
It's just that
Yes.
your membership as Masons encourage you to get together and have dinner.
Yes, yeah.
And I love that program, by the way, and we've talked a lot about that over
Yeah.
the last
And
few months. But
so far, we've had three times that we've met at Art and Jake's. We've had three brothers or three candidates that are interested in being brothers. We have one that will be doing his entered apprentice degree on the 30th of this month coming up.
that's great.
And the two others are a real good possibility of joining. And then last night we had Dinner with a Mason, and I was just informed that we have another person that wants to be part of our Mason group now.
Good.
So it's taken off really well.
That's
And,
good. Wonderful programs. You meet on what night of the month?
We meet on the last Tuesday of every month.
Okay.
Yep. And,
At
Art and Jake's. It's right on Sashabaw Road in Clarkston on M59.
Okay.
Or on Sashabaw on 75, excuse me.
when does your lodge meet?
Our lodge meets the first Thursday of every month.
First Thursday of the month
Yeah.
at
6 o'clock. We have dinner at 6, and then we have a gavel at 8.
Good
So
food?
For the business, great food.
good
It's
food.
all edible.
Always good food.
all
Always good
edible.
food.
All right.
It's edible.
All
yeah.
right. It's all edible.
Yeah.
Yes. My favorite memories are of Masonic mystery food, and we actually had acronyms for it. SCOP was some kind of pork. SCOB was some kind of beef. SCOF was the worst because that's some kind of fish. You never
Right.
know what you're going to get. Now I have to say I never got that at Cedar, so you guys
Right.
are okay there.
Clearly, we eat pretty well out
That's
there,
right.
so.
Yeah. Absolutely,
We're not,
absolutely.
We're not doing any.
Tom, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do at the lodge
Sure,
and how you
thanks.
enjoy that experience?
So my name's Tom Smith. I joined Lodge about going on my 10th year now, coming up. Had a great time in and out, kind of like most folks, right? We got friends and work and family and all that, and trying to juggle the time. I've had a great opportunity this year to jump in as the head of our scholarship committee, the Elwin Brown scholarships. We run 2 scholarships, one for the high school, one for the vocational school. Really an awesome opportunity. Elwin has done it forever, long before I got there, clearly enough to get the name on the scholarship. Brother Eric Kemenal before me did it for about 13, 14 years, had a great reputation with that. So I'm kind of jumping in and trying to make a mark on some pretty powerful men that were there before, and I think we've been off to a great start. We between the vocational and high school, we had 8 applicants. It was the highest we've had in the last 5 years. I think almost more impressive to some degree in how you look at it. 5 of those came out of the vocational aspect, where previous 3 years we had none, 0 applicants. Part of that was just kind of starting a new partnership with the vocational school.
Right.
We have a phenomenal vocational program in Clarkston and Oakland County in general. So I was able to go out there and meet with some of the seniors, talk about our lodge, talk about their scholarship and the why and our commitment to doing this, but also partnering with the vocational school where I was helping out with doing interview prep for some of the kids, right? And kind of speaking on skills that they could develop and learn. And what's neat about this vocational skill, there's sales, there's entrepreneurial, there's IT, engineering, skilled trades.
Right.
So we're covering a broad band. And what really kind of came out of it more than the success of the scholarship, which was the 2 $1,500 ones we're getting ready to present, was an opportunity to work with vocational outside of the scholarship, right? They're always looking for speakers or people to give input, and we have electricians, we have plumbers,
Sure.
we have cooks, we have everyone that can help do that. So in a weird way, it's actually helped us get our name out in Lodge in a more creative way than we ever thought possible, and kind of build up that reputation even a little bit more. So to me, I'm really kind of proud of seeing where that can take off and what our Lodge can take advantage of with that partnership, what we can contribute to it.
That's
Very,
exciting.
very low income.
That's
Yes, it
exciting.
is.
Yeah.
And I think that your monetary number then in a vocational school has a lot more impact than
100%.
it might.
100%,
Yeah,
right, if
I mean,
it's in a
the
more
number we're
traditional
using this
liberal
year was
arts.
$1,500, right?
Yeah.
And it was going to someone, I won't mention the names, I want to spoil it online, I'm not sure when this comes out, but he's going into a nursing program.
Mm-hmm.
That $1,500 is wherever that money they feel is best
Right.
used. If you're
Right.
a carpenter, right, that could be boots, that could be a working for a scholarship somewhere else at a vocational school. You can use it for whatever, right?
Sure.
And we don't collect receipts or anything like that. We're trusting them to do it the best way. But I tell you what, I think we all were in a spot growing up where $100, $1,500, $500 would go a long way, especially in
absolutely.
those line of work. So for us to contribute towards that, not just monetarily, but then giving our own real life experience to these kids going through school, it's an ROI you can't capture. It's incredible. It's been a great experience so far.
Good.
And,
Good.
and Tom and I will be going actually tonight to the Clarkston High School to present one of the scholarships
Yep.
tonight. So
Now, I happen to know that your lodge was chartered then in 1854,
yes,
so 170 years, you said.
170 years,
you're
yes.
celebrating
All in
this year.
downtown Clarkston.
All in downtown Clarkston, and I would have to imagine that over that period of time, the movers and shakers of Clarkston, the people who developed its school systems and those kinds of things, were part and parcel of your lodge, and I think it would do them great pride to make sure that that continues. And of course, Elwin Brown was a very dear friend of mine as well. So
Good man.
yes,
I think that's a great testament to him and his memory as well.
right, yep,
Yeah.
yes, it is, 100%.
We're going to take a quick break and
All right.
give you some shots of Clarkston and Cedar 60 Lodge, and we'll be right back. You know, one of the things that makes a good lodge like Cedar 60 a great lodge is the amount of activities that the lodge does for its membership, for its community, and for the impact that that has. Cedar 60 has a tremendous number of programs that they're doing for the community, for kids, for the membership, and we're going to have Worship Master Kevin tell us about all of those programs right now.
Well, just to cover some of the things that we've done so far this year at Cedar 60, we've contributed money to the Haven House. We've helped those out with battered women and children and stuff like that. We've given money to the Animal Humane Society, you know, just to help out with the animals. We sponsor the Clarkston Little League baseball team, and then we have the scholarship program, but and then we also do a thing for it's the Clarkston North Sashaball Elementary School, and we do a PTO drive for them. And what they do is they have arsenal of coats and gloves and stuff like that that they can give to kids that don't have. You know, so when they come to school, if they need a coat or hat or gloves or boots, that money we give to them buys all that stuff.
That's
and they
great.
have it right there so that the kids can pick whatever they want. You know, and we sponsored the Clarkston girls tennis team this year too. So, and then we have a benefit for kids that we sponsored. And what they do is they give last wishes to kids in Michigan for like a trip or something, to take a fishing trip, that something they'll never be able to do, you know. And that's what these kids' last wishes are, you know. And so it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'll bet.
So, and these kids are just, some of them are incredible. We actually just sponsored, one of the boys, I believe, is headed to Alaska to go fishing. So,
That's great.
yeah, so it's pretty amazing. And then we give money to, we just raffled off quilts at the Shriners thing for the Desert Angels.
Yes, you did. I was
Yes,
there.
yeah, so that was really nice. And then we just sponsored the Clarkston Family Farm. And what they do is they process probably about 12,000 kids a year through there, and they teach the kids about farm animals and just kind of like country stuff, you know, which is kind of nice.
That milk doesn't come from a bottle.
That's right.
Right,
That's
got
right.
it.
Yep. And
It's good stuff.
yeah. So and then you know, we're going to be doing the Child ID program at the Oakland County Airport this year on August 11th. It's the Oakland County Air Show.
Yeah.
So we'll be handing out the Child ID stuff
That's
there.
great.
And then we just talked about meeting with the Masons. So we've
Yeah.
got a lot of good programs going on this year.
Things
with
going on all the time, don't you?
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's very nice. It's actually, like I said, we're very busy, but the officers and brothers that I have in the lodge that are backing me up as Worshipful Master are just incredible.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yes.
How many members do we have in Cedar 60?
I believe there's about 150, 145 or 50 members
Yeah,
in Clarkston.
that's
yeah.
great.
So, and we try to stay in contact with those brothers as much as we can.
Well, I know every time I've been there, you probably had 30 members at a meeting,
Yes, yes.
and whether that was a degree night or a dinner, and so it's always been a very active, high
Yes.
percentage lodge of its membership is active, and that's a very good thing, and obviously reflective of
Yes.
the programs that you have. Those are powerfully impactful, and I can see that they're
Yes.
focused on kids, and that's a great place
Yes,
to be as
and
well.
we will also be doing our pancake breakfast, the 4th of July. And the breakfast is from 7 to 10. And you get there and then have some pancakes and bacon and eggs with us. And, you know, then we can watch the parade. So
That's great. Yeah, is there parking?
Plenty of parking.
there's plenty of parking.
Plenty of
yeah,
parking.
plenty of parking. Just get there early.
It's a pleasure for me to introduce to you Brother Russ Lunsford, who is the junior deacon of the lodge. I'm sorry. It's a good Swedish name.
Norwegian.
Norwegian.
Oh,
All right, we're always trying to get Swedes on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
It's a pleasure to be
junior
here.
deacon of the lodge. You joined just about a year ago.
Yep.
Yes.
So you're one of our newer members inside of Cedar. How's that experience going for you? What do you enjoy about it? What's your why did you join? Anything that you'd like to tell us about your experience with Cedar 60?
Well, I had felt a calling to be a Mason for a very long time. And at other points in my life, I wasn't prepared to do that. And I was a single parent and took advantage of some of these programs that we're now sponsoring.
That's great.
Because I struggled during that time in my life. Things have changed, and I'm in a better position now. I have more time that I feel I can serve the community and the lodge in a way that I should. And which kind of leads me to my favorite part of what we have going on is, you know, the community outreach and the fellowship that comes from that. And I feel like, you know, really giving something back and raising the community is important.
Yeah,
And very fulfilling.
You know, one of the things that's powerful is while you may be doing an event for the community, there's just as much fellowship that goes on between the guys that are doing it, right? So your pancake breakfast and those kinds of programs, that group of men that are doing that are having
yeah.
more fun, quite frankly.
Oh, yeah,
I
the
think,
camaraderie
than
is
the people
really
who
there,
are
yeah.
participating
Yeah.
as purchasers or participants
Yes.
in the meal or whatever it might be. So again, it's a very important thing for the lodge to do
Yes.
those kinds of events
Yes.
and programs. That's great.
And how I got into the lodge was when I was a little boy, my dad and mom were Masons and Eastern Stars, and I was in the D Malay, the Pontiac D Malay back in the
Right.
day. and my brother was a DeMolay, my sisters were all Job's daughters, so I had lots of aunts and uncles that were actually in the Masons and stuff, and so I kind of grew up under it, you know, and I always wanted to be a Mason, so when I retired from the military, I was able to get out there and do that.
Great.
And give back to my community and do something that my dad always wanted me to do, you know, and I always told him I would do that, but I had to wait with a wife and kids in the military, just didn't have time, and now I do, and I joined in 2018, and I've been loving it ever since.
Yeah, and you've been active ever since.
Yes, yes, so.
Before we forget then, thank you for your service. We're very grateful
bet.
to
Thank
you
you.
and all of our veterans and all of our Masonic veterans
Yes,
as well.
yes.
So thank you for that.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break, show you a few more shots. We'll be right back and wrap this up.
Have you always wanted to create a will but not sure where to begin? We will make it easy for you to create a legally valid will in 20 minutes or less. The best part, it's completely free. Go to our website to look through our plan giving options. You can choose to leave a gift to MMCF, the Michigan Masonic Home, or your lodge or chapter's charity account, changing lives for future generations. This service is free whether you choose to leave a gift or not. Don't delay. Start your legacy today.
On behalf of Travel Time, I really want to thank our members and brothers from Cedar Lodge number 60. And we've got one more back there. He doesn't want to be on camera, but Tom Braun's back there. And so thanks, Tom, for being here today. Thanks for everything that you fellows do. And I'm going to say to the lodges out there, Cedar 60 is a great lodge. So are yours. And we want to get you up here. We want to have you on our film and put out to the rest of the fraternal world the great things that our lodges in Michigan do. You men are a testament to Masonry and to its impact in our communities. I am very grateful that you're here. Thank you for coming up.
Thanks for having
taking
me.
our time, taking
Yes.
the time today to do this, sponsoring an issue of Travel Time.
Yes.
If you
It's a
get to
pleasure.
Clarkston, go to Lodge. You'll have a great time. You'll have a hell of a time trying to park, but you'll have a great time and,
Yes, you will.
and a lot of fun. It's
be
one of
well.
our great lodges, and I'm very thankful that you're here. Thank you, brothers.
Thank you.
very much.
Appreciate it.
Let's give them a big round of applause. And we'll see you next time on a special edition of Travel Time. Bye-bye.